How's it going, guys? It is me. And only me. Actually, really lonely. But anyways, it's Josiah's birthday today, and I was thinking I should tell a little story about him. And he's cringing right now because he doesn't know where this is going. But it's actually a story where Mr. Benji made a pretty big mistake, and Josiah came through for me and maybe saved both our lives. So, maybe some of you heard this or not, maybe not, I don't know. I went to pick up Josiah one day. I don't remember what it was for, probably a youth night or something. I went over to his house, it was just him, I picked him up. I was driving away from his house, we were driving along talking, having some good conversation. I don't remember what we were talking about. We're driving. Oh yeah, we were talking about, no I'm kidding, I'm not going to say. But anyways, we were driving along and coming to a stop sign, which I stop at because I'm a good driver, you know what I mean? And at that stop sign, I look around, look left, look right, and I start pulling out, just looking forward, and Josiah says, "Mr. Benji!" Actually, I don't know what he said, but he yelled something, and I look over in slow motion, and no, everything felt like it was going in slow motion, but I looked over, and there was a big old SUV coming straight at us, and I slammed on the brakes, and we were both, I don't know if we were yelling, but in my head we were yelling, probably not, and this guy also slams on his brakes and turns out of the way, and we end up, dude's parked in front of us, and our car is like right, the nose of my vehicle is like right up to it. Oh, scared the tar out of me. What is tar? Why do I have it in me? I don't know. But it scared me. Alright, and the dude rolled his window down, and we thought we were about to be in trouble. We did not know what was going to happen, but there's a big old guy in the front seat of the car driving. He rolled down his window, looked back at us, and oh, Josiah, what did he say? It was something like, I don't know what he said. Something funny. I forget what he said. Something like, I don't remember. But anyways, he just looked back at us, said something. I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't see you," or something. And I was very apologetic. And he's like, "Okay," and rolls up his window and drives away. I was sure something bad was about to happen because I was sure he was going to be angry, but it was all right. It was all right. The situation was okay. The reality is we could have been hit. If I wouldn't have looked at all, we would have been hit, spun around. Yeah, I mean, Josiah maybe saved our lives that day. So thank you, Josiah. Thanks for being aware. More aware than me. Anyways, drove the rest of the way to school with my hands shaking and feeling a little worked up. But I drove through that intersection today, and I was looking around, and I double, triple, quadruple checked, and I've been doing that every time since at that specific intersection. I really checked. There's a bunch of trucks that parked there, and you can't see really good, and so he must have just been in a blind spot when I looked, and I never saw him. So now that has happened, I always double and triple check. All right? Anyways, that brings us to the lesson that we could learn from that, and that is that our mistakes that we make should bring some change in our lives, all right? You are going to make mistakes throughout your life. It's just going to happen, and you have to choose to learn from them instead of getting discouraged or getting distracted and things like that. You can use mistakes to grow. And that situation scared me enough to make me really pay attention at that specific intersection. So there's going to be times like that in your life where you make a mistake and something bad happens, right? Learn from your mistakes. Don't be that guy or that girl who continues to do the same thing over and over, even though she knows or he knows the consequence of it, all right? So we can't avoid mistakes, but when you come to a mistake, when you make a mistake, learn from it. Try to move forward past your mistakes, okay? If it's a mistake, if you sin, something like that, God is faithful to forgive. If it's just like a practical life thing where you just make a dumb decision and you get the consequences of it, there again, you can learn from those mistakes. So if you make mistakes today, let's try and learn from them, and let's not get in any car accidents. Anyways, happy birthday, Josiah. Hope you guys all have a great afternoon.